Hey there, Trailblazers. So today we're going to talk about how you can use the MECE principles to help improve your Salesforce org and become a better admin by designing a scalable solution starting with Picklist. I know it doesn't sound exciting, but trust me, as we get through this, you're going to understand why this is such a great resource. MECE stands for Mutually Exclusive, Collectively Exhaustive. And what that means is we're going to streamline and kind of group up our Picklist values. So as any admin who's ever stumbled into a Salesforce org has seen, there are certain pick lists that will have a exhaustive collection of just different values. Sometimes they're sorted alphabetically, which makes them a little easier to read. But even then, often the user's just trying to close out a case and they're just looking and scrolling through and they're just like, I don't really know what's going to fit. So they pick anything as just a value, especially if you have data validation rules where you're basically forcing people to pick something, but you don't really have a good system for them to collect it. You start reporting out on these and you're seeing that people are picking things all over that are completely unrelated. You're trying to refine it through validation rules and pick list values, visibility on record types, and you're just creating this whole exhaustive solution to try to come up with something that could easily be streamlined by using the MECE principles. And that starts by getting these values, looking through and trying to refine what you have here, what can be consolidated into a single one, or what can be removed because it's just not ever used. Then we are going to create categories. And through this categorization, we're going to start moving these values underneath these categories. Yep, we are going to create pick lists and dependent pick lists. That's basically what it is, but it's going to be very clear and concise. There's going to be no repeat of the values, the dependent pick list values, under any of the other categories. So product inquiry, billing inquiry, these are only under inquiry and requests. They're not going to fall under any of these other ones. And by doing that, we create a streamlined process that becomes easier for the user to select. Now, a lot of them are going to be a bit more broad, but if we switch over to the MECE principal primary category, now when I look at this pick list, I only have this small group of values. And so I'm going to go ahead and pick technical issues. And when I look at the subcategories, this is a much easier grouping. And if I don't see something right, then it's going to tell me as a user that, I probably picked the wrong primary category and I need to go back and update that to something that's more related to what I'm looking at. And again, a more refined list, and then I can easily identify what I want to do for categorization. This creates a standardization and a scalability to your pick list value fields. By periodically revising these, you can make sure that you are picking, values that are still applicable to you and to your organization. And by doing it this way, you start seeing ways that you can kind of clean up and clear out some unused values. With this, you kind of apply some of that standardization, simplification principles by making sure that they are broadly used and they're scoped in a very scalable way. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Happy to talk.